Hey everyone, it's your friendly astrologer Alexandra at Plutonia Intuitive, and today I'm going to be talking about the Synastry aspect Moon conjunct Venus, which is very, very lovely. And if you're new to astrology and synastry, what synastry is taking two charts side by side and comparing how each other's energies interact with each other in positive ways, negative ways. And it can show a lot about how you basically activate each other. So if you're looking at the moon represents your subconscious emotional patterns. It's a part of us that we don't show until we trust the person generally. And it's all about our inner emotional world and how we react to stimuli in our environment. And then Venus is our feminine nature, whether you're a man or a woman, it doesn't really matter. And it shows us a lot about what brings us pleasure. And it can also give some clues into someone's love languages, which is really important if you're pursuing a romantic relationship with someone to understand. So if you experience this one with another person, I would just like to say that I think you should consider yourself really lucky because it is such a peace bringing harmonious aspect. And I myself have been lucky enough to experience this one with somebody in my life. And I definitely cherish this person. They're amazing. And they just make me feel so comfortable to be around them and so at home. It's great in friendships or romantic situations. It's not really a sexual aspect. You need a lot more in the synastry chart to point to that. But if you do have this one in a relationship where there is that sexual chemistry, it's going to add just that extra boost of intimacy, which is absolutely beautiful. So the moon person is really going to respect and admire the way that the Venus person expresses themselves in an artistic way. So it's likely that you both have the same taste in music, same taste in art. You can pick a restaurant and you're both really happy with the choice. And the moon person is really drawn into the energy of the Venus person because the Venus person brings some sense of familiarity, acceptance, and comfort. Now, if you look at the Venus person, there's a really deep and beautiful sense of validation that they get from the moon person. And the Venus person can feel so much more confident and inspired. Like they can actually use the moon person as a bit of a muse just because they allow for that safe space to truly express themselves and express their creativity. So it's really natural for these two to gas each other up, to give each other genuine compliments, genuine admiration. And even if someone in this connection has a really hard time accepting compliments or positive feedback, it will still come across as really heartfelt and authentic. And if you are the Venus person in this situation, you're going to notice that the moon person will open up to you very easily about their emotions. And there's a really great open space for you both to be vulnerable with each other. So here's a cool example that I have experienced because I've been doing chart readings for a while, and I was actually consistently attracting men with Aries moons. Like it almost got to the point of being creepy because it just kept happening over and over and over. Like, look him up, Aries moon. This man has an Aries moon. And when I was first starting out, I didn't really understand why this was happening until I just put two and two together. I have my Venus in Aries. So it was really natural for these men to open up to me during readings. And it's really cool the more that you practice astrology, seeing these kinds of synchronicities. So getting back to the synastry aspect at hand, both people are going to instinctively nurture each other. During sessions with clients, I obviously would always allow for them to have the space to tell me about what's going on and tell me about hardship in their life. And at the end, they would always want to check in to see how I was doing, which is very sweet, completely unnecessary when you're booking an appointment with an astrologer, but I always really appreciated it, right? And I have this one with a really dear friend of mine. I am the Venus person in the situation. He is the moon person. And example of this energy as well that really captures it is we were sitting together in his kitchen, and he had the patio door open just to create a breeze in the room. And it was really, really nice, but also like very cold morning Calgary air. And I remember him just sitting next to me, and he had this fleece blanket wrapped around him, and he just opened the blanket and kind of like scooted me in there next to him. And we just sort of sat there for a while drinking coffee in the morning. And it was just the sweetest way to start my day. And honestly, just made my heart melt. And it's like there's no obligation, just pure instinctive love and care for that other person. So if you're seeing this one in your synastry chart and you're noticing that there are other aspects that cause combativeness and argumentative tendencies, it's going to actually smooth a lot of those out, which is really, really nice. And like I was saying before, if you find that this person is really important to you and is adding positivity to your life, because we are focusing on one aspect only, I would cherish that person, because it's really not every day that you're going to come across this aspect. And throughout all of the synastry work that I've done, it's absolutely one of my favorites. So I really hope that this was helpful, and I do offer relationship readings as well as birth chart readings. All of my information can be found in the description box below, and I will see you again in the future with more videos.